Hello, everyone. Let me introduce you to one of the most exciting K-Tech companies at K-INNOSHOW 2025, Mythings. These guys are doing something pretty incredible. They're rethinking the future of materials themselves.
Seriously, just think about that for a moment. It's a huge question, right? But that's exactly what's at the heart of Mythings. See, they're not just trying to make a better product. No, they're looking at the whole system and saying, what if we could change how we create the very materials we use every single day?
Okay, so the whole idea of growing a product, it might sound kind of radical, but it only sounds that way because of what we're used to. To really get why this is such a big deal, we've got to first talk about the real hidden cost of the leather we're all familiar with.
You know, for years, we've basically had two choices, and neither one is great. You've got your traditional animal leather, which, let's be honest, comes with a ton of environmental and animal welfare problems. Then you have synthetic leather, but that's mostly made from petrochemicals. So you're just trading one problem for another, with pollution happening when it's made, when it's used, and when it's thrown away. We've kind of painted ourselves into a corner, right? We've hit a point where neither path forward is sustainable. So if the old ways don't work, where does the new idea come from? You'd probably guess, I don't know, the fashion world? Or maybe a big chemical company. But nope, the real breakthrough came from a totally unexpected place, a team of IT experts. They looked at agriculture, one of the oldest industries on the planet, and thought, this needs a revolution.
And this quote from their CEO, it says it all. This was the light bulb moment. The founders of Mythings, they weren't chemists, they weren't fashion designers, they were IT developers. They saw that farming, something so fundamental to all of us, was just begging for a digital upgrade. So they decided to take all that high-tech, data-heavy knowledge and apply it to, well, the simple act of growing things.
And when you look at their timeline, it all makes perfect sense. It's such a clear progression. They kick things off in 2019 with this big, ambitious idea for an AI platform for farming. A year later, they've sharpened that focus into what they call the digital recipe. But 2021, that's when things get really interesting. They pivot to mushrooms, this fascinating organism that's not quite a plant, not quite an animal, and that pivot, that's what launches them on this whole new adventure, growing clean, new materials for our everyday lives. All right, so I know what you're thinking. How in the world do you use AI to grow something? It sounds like science fiction, but the answer is actually this really brilliant concept they developed called the digital recipe.
And listen, this is way more than just, a fancy thermostat or a sprinkler on a timer. A digital recipe is, well, it's like capturing the wisdom of a master farmer and putting it into code. Think about all that gut instinct an expert has, knowing just how to tweak the light or humidity. The AI takes all of that knowledge, automates it, and here's the kicker. It learns. It gets better and better 24/7.
The platform that makes all this happen is called ZeroTag, and it works in a really elegant three-step loop. First, step 1, monitor. It has a whole network of sensors that are just constantly gathering data on everything. Then, step 2, analyze. The AI crunches all that data, looking for patterns, predicting quality, even figuring out the perfect time to harvest. And finally, step 3, optimize. The system automatically takes control, adjusting the environment to keep everything absolutely perfect for growth. It's about getting reliable, perfect results every single time.
And if you want proof that this works, look at this number. This isn't just theory. When they tested this on growing Huago shiitake mushrooms, which are famously difficult to get right, the results were just wow. Traditionally, farmers would be lucky to get about 10% of their crop to be this premium grade. With this system, they hit 90%. 90! That's not just an improvement, that's a complete game changer.
So, okay, once you've built a system that can grow something with that insane level of precision, you start to wonder, what else can we grow? You can think way beyond just food. And that exact thought process is what led them to their big breakthrough product, a material they call Zeroness. The secret ingredient? It's something called mycelium. Basically, it's the root structure of a mushroom, this incredibly complex web-like network. And the amazing thing about it is that it's like a natural 3D printer. It grows super fast, it's naturally strong, and it's totally sustainable. It's the perfect raw material to build the future with. And this is what they create with it. Zeroness. It is literally a high-quality leather grown from those mushroom roots.
Using their AI platform, they can actually engineer the way the mycelium grows, telling it to become strong, soft, and elastic. Basically, everything you want from traditional leather. And because of their special zero contamination process, it's incredibly pure and strong. You're left with a truly sustainable material that avoids all the problems of both animal and synthetic leather.
But here's the really crucial takeaway. This isn't just about making one cool new product, even though Zeronis is amazing. It's bigger than that. What they're really doing is pioneering a whole new way to think about manufacturing, a system that's clean and totally circular. They call it the Zero Bio process. And the name says it all. Everything is designed to be a closed loop. Any waste from the growing process, it gets recycled right back into the system. The tanning and dyeing, all done with eco-friendly, natural ingredients. The end goal here isn't just less waste, it's aiming for true waste zero and net zero emissions. It's a blueprint for a future where the things we make come from nature and can go right back to it without leaving a scar. Which kind of leaves us with this one big, inspiring question, doesn't it? If we can grow leather, what's next? What else could we grow for a cleaner future? Mythings has shown us that some of our biggest problems might not need a complicated invention. The solution might just be waiting to be grown. And you know, it's innovation like this that really shows the power and potential of South Korea's K-tech companies, which is why they have the strong support of the Ministry of SMEs and Startups.